Good morning, Patrick here from Complete Health, and I want to share an experience with you today that I had in the clinic yesterday that actually made me really happy and proud to be doing what I'm doing. So I had a new patient. They were referred to me by a friend. They came into the clinic yesterday for their new patient examination, and they've been seeing another practitioner for, well, on and off, they've been seeing other practitioners for the last, it's about 10 years. They've been having problems with their low back, typically majority to do with stuff like pregnancies and stuff like that. But the point is that this person has been having problems in their low back for 10 years, and they've been seeing people on and off, and they don't feel like they're really getting anywhere. And interestingly enough, they came in and they had an examination with me yesterday, and they used the words, "Oh my God, I can't believe how much more detailed and thorough you guys are," or something along those terms, which made me really happy and proud to be doing what it is that I'm doing. On the grounds of, we always want you guys to feel like you're getting the best experience and the most detail in what we do. Now, I always make sure that we do a full detailed intake form with everyone. Now, there's a lot of people that they look at the forms that we give to people, and they look at it and they go, "Oh God, have I got to fill out all this?" Now, the reality for the reason why we do that is, one, it stops us having to sit there and ask you every single question, which takes a lot longer than you being able to just sit and write it down. But it gives us all of that information, and it makes things so much more detailed, so we can start to look at stuff like your chemical injuries. So say, for example, any drugs that you're starting to take, or any surgeries you've had in the past, which would have meant anesthetics, or your alcohol consumption, your tobacco consumption. So we can start to work out what chemicals might be actually affecting your problem. And then we'll have a full detailed section on stuff like any history of any falls or surgeries, etc. And again, the reason being is we want to know about any physical trauma that's starting to happen to your body. We'll even on your form start to ask you about stuff like personal stresses, work stresses, home life. What's the quality of your life like? Why? Because we want to know what your emotional stresses are like. And then we're going to go through a full history, which again, I'm going to start asking you questions about specifically the problem you're walking in with, then a full physical examination with neurological findings, digital posture analysis, and clinical x-ray if we need to do those things. But why do I do so much stuff? Well, the reason being is that if I take the time to plan at the beginning and take as much detail as I possibly can with someone when I first do the assessment with them, then I can start to understand long term, what is that plan going to look like? So unlike a GP who will spend 5 minutes with you trying to work out what a problem is, they may touch you for a grand total of a minute. They're not really going to know what your problem is because they've never really spent the time to actually work out what's going on. And if we spend a little bit longer at the beginning, it's a little bit like building a house. You have to work out the planning of where everything's going to go. You're going to have to get the designs. You have to get the architect to draw it all up. Then you have to show the builders. They're going to start to put the groundwork in. They'll start to measure. And when we have that plan of attack, when we then get started, we know exactly how long things are going to take, or within reason, much better idea of how long things are going to take, how often we're going to need to see someone, exactly what the problem is, and exactly where to go, so that when you actually then start doing the work, you can be much more precise, and you can start to get in and go, okay, this is the problem, this is what I see, this is what we need to do. And for a lot of people, it's normally more than one problem. So say, for example, someone walks in to see me with a lower back problem, like we saw yesterday. We've done a digital analysis. Now the person is going to be incredibly surprised when they get to see their posture and they see all sorts of other compensations. Yeah, this was actually another really interesting thing, actually. Thank you very much for sharing that, Francesca. Some weird stuff that happens with neurology sometimes when we have metal stuff on the body. And this was an interesting one for Francesca because, again, it just comes to those little attentions to detail that I noticed that she had a piercing on the back of the neck and she was constantly getting neck pain. We've asked her to remove it, and guess what? Again, the problem's gone away. But again, the reason why that came into place for her is because I spent so many times on seminars and reading and on calls, and I just picked something up and it was just a bit of information, and I said, okay, let's just try this. But the point is that detail, the full history taking, the full examination, the going through everything allows us to then go, 1 second. And it was only one little thing. Good morning, Ricardo. Oh, it's so nice to see so many of you on here this morning. So it's really nice to have that detail in the beginning. And then again, we have that those same baselines. So stuff like the posture exam findings, all the history. And again, we can then repeat that 6 weeks down the line and see exactly where you're going. So we have a pre, post, and I know that Francesca will love this kind of stuff because they do it with the type of work that she's doing. They got the pre, the post, and then they got the plan in the middle. Guys, I hope you found some value in this. I know that some of you jumped on really, really late, but I'm going to post this straight away afterwards, so you can rewatch it if you want to rewatch it. But it's always nice to see you guys on here, and I really appreciate all your support and jumping on and actually watching these videos. So until tomorrow, I'll speak to you guys again soon. Have a lovely day. What are we today? Thursday. I forget what day it is anymore because, well, every day is just the same day at the moment. So I'll see some of you guys in the clinic very, very soon. And for everyone, look, really take care of yourself right now. I know this has been a really tough time. I've had a lot of patients coming in telling me how tough a time they've had. I even had one patient this month that, just because I'm the first person that's ever touched her this month, it was quite an emotional experience for her. So look, we are here to support you. Any help that you guys need, just give us a shout. That's the reason why we have stuff like the instant messenger. That's the reason why I send all the emails. That's the reason why I do these videos, because I want you guys to feel like you get the support from me. But just know, there is a way where you can send a message back so that I can then respond to you. Okay? So that facility is there. Until tomorrow, I'll speak to you guys again soon. Take care for now.